I don't want to download the app. A quick word before we start. This is filing support, not legal advice. Ejaries.a is a private service. It is not a government website, and it is not affiliated with the Dubai Land Department or with RERA. You can always register your Ejaries yourself through the Dubai REST app or at a trustee center. The official fee on the app is 177 dirhams and 50 fils. Our service fee is 299 dirhams plus VAT. There is a moment that happens in Dubai more often than anyone. Admins. Someone signs a tenancy contract. The keys change hands, and then they are told the same sentence every new tenant is told. Register your Ejaries. So they start, and the very first instruction they meet is 4 words. Download the Dubai REST app. And a certain kind of person stops right there. Not because they can't, because they would rather not. The certificate is always issued by RERA. We prepare and check your file and follow it through. We do not issue the certificate, and we cannot guarantee an approval or a timing. There is a moment that happens in Dubai more often than anyone. Admits. Someone signs a tenancy contract. The keys change hands, and then they are told the same sentence every new tenant is told. Register your Ejaries. So they start, and the very first instruction they meet is 4 words. Download the Dubai REST app. And a certain kind of person stops right there. Not because they can't, because they would rather not. Not because they can't, because they would rather not. It is a small refusal, but it is a real one, and it deserves a real answer rather than a lecture about how easy the app supposedly is. Let's be fair to the app first. The Dubai REST app is the official route. It is built by the Dubai Land Department. It is free to use, and the government's fee inside it is 177 dirhams and 50 fils. If you are happy to install it, it does the job. We will never pretend otherwise, and you will hear us say that in every single chapter of this series, because a service that only survives by rubbishing the free option is not a service you should trust. But installing it is not nothing. For some people, it is the whole problem, and the mistake most services make is treating that reluctance as laziness, when in almost every case it is something more sensible than that. Who the app quietly shuts out. There is the person who is here for 1 tenancy, 1 contract, 1 registration, and no intention of ever needing a property app again. Installing a government application for a single task feels like too much. Honestly, that is a fair thing to feel. There is the person on a work phone, a device managed by their employer. On many of those phones you simply cannot install what you like. The company controls it, and a new app is blocked before you even try. No amount of willingness changes what the device will allow. There is the person on a work phone, a device managed by their employer. On many of those phones you simply cannot install what you like. The company controls it, and a new app is blocked before you even try. No amount of willingness changes what the device will allow. There is the person who does not want a government login sitting on their personal phone at all. Not because they are hiding anything, because that is their preference, and it is a reasonable one. Privacy is not suspicious, it is just privacy. There is the visitor, or the not quite a resident yet, whose phone is registered to another country, whose app store is set to another region, and for whom even downloading the right version becomes its own small saga. And there is the plain human version. The phone is full, the storage is gone, the device is older, the app will not sit comfortably on it. So a registration that should have taken 10 minutes becomes a thing they keep putting off for weeks, sitting at the back of their mind like a bill they have not opened. None of those people are being difficult. They have simply met a wall that the free route does not have an answer for. The app assumes the wall isn't there. For them, it plainly is. What we actually offer instead. So here is what Ejaries in 1 line. It is the same registration, filed for you, entirely through a website. No app, nothing to install. You open a page in the browser you already have, the same browser you use for everything else, and the whole thing happens there. You choose the route that matches your tenancy. You pay by link, you upload your documents, we check the file, and we file it. If something is missing or unclear, we'll tell you before you pay, not after, so you are never caught halfway through with a half-finished case and no way forward. That is the whole point of the no app route. You never touch the app, because we are the ones inside the system. The install you were dreading simply stops being your problem and becomes ours. And to be exact about what that means, the certificate is still issued by RERA. It always is. We do not issue it, and we would never pretend to. What we remove is the single step that stopped you, the install. Everything on the other side of that step, we carry. The question people are too polite to ask. There is a doubt that sits behind a lot of these decisions, and most people are too polite to say it out loud. If I pay a website instead of the app, how do I know this is real? How do I know my money buys an action certificate and not a disappointment? It is a fair question, and we would rather you ask it than sat on it. So here is the plain answer. Ejaries.a is a private filing service. We are not the government, and we do not claim to be. We do not issue the certificate, RERA does, into the official system, and the fee you pay us is a service fee for preparing and filing your case, stated openly and separately from the government charge. That is the whole basis of the trust, not a promise that we are something official, the opposite. A clear line between what is ours to do and what belongs to RERA, drawn in the open, so you always know exactly what you are paying for and exactly who issues the thing you receive. The honest comparison, out loud. Now the part we always say plainly, because a service that hides this does not deserve your trust. If you're willing to download the app, it costs you 177 dirhams and 50 fiels, and you do it yourself. With us, it is 299 dirhams plus VAT, and you do none of it. That difference is not a secret. It is the price of not installing anything, not learning a system, and not doing the work yourself. For some people, that difference is worth nothing. For others, it is worth every feels. Both of those people are right, and we are not going to argue either of them out of their own judgment. Who should close this page? And because we mean the honesty, here is who should stop listening and go straight to the app. If you are comfortable on your phone. If installing an app does not bother you. If your documents are simple and in order, and you have a little time, then the app is right there, it is cheaper, and we will happily send you to it with no hard feelings at all. We are not here to talk anyone out of the free route. We are here for the person who has already decided they do not want it, and who was quietly relieved to learn there was another way. Next time on the Ejari desk, we stay with the people the app was never built for, the relative paying for family, the employer paying for staff, the landlord paying for a tenant, the person who does not wants to pay inside an app at all, and just wants a link. That is the next chapter. This was the Ejari desk. I'm Stephen.